Since the COVID-19 pandemic begun, Merseyside police have reported a soar in domestic abuse reports. Former Merseyside Police Sergeant Nick Kealey told me why.
Issues around stay-at-home restrictions from the government have triggered issues around domestic violence and mental health. Okay, with mental health in young people, domestic violence issues potentially, and mental health issues in older people, parents, and those who are cohabiting, and they may well be putting an additional strain on issues that are already part of that relationship. I know that from officers who I've spoken to, they're going to or attending more cases of domestic violence at home, in front of children, when one of the partners has been drinking a lot. And often, although not always, it's been associated with the fact that the partner either has no employment or has been furloughed from their employment.
Rachel Horman-Brown, a solicitor that specialises in domestic abuse and coercive control, told me that the pandemic is being used as an excuse for this type of violence.
And the pandemic hasn't caused domestic abuse at all. It's down to violent men, not the pandemic. And I'm quite concerned about some of the reports in the press which try and blame the pandemic on quite extreme acts of violence against women. There was a case recently where somebody had been charged with murder. He'd killed his wife and blamed it on the pandemic about 2 days in. And I was quite disappointed that there was a verdict of manslaughter in that case, because it was accepted that it was the pressures of the pandemic, which I just think it's bizarre that we can blame things like that on such extreme